Scared the shit out of me. There's the ladder falling down. All right, let's fix it. So I think I have everything lined out. I'm trying not to show you my garage, but as you can see from that, I did a shitty install. It didn't work. They don't match. I'll show you the pictures at night, but after watching multiple YouTube videos and then ignoring them, that was the result. So here we are. Time to fix it. I plan on using these slats to go up there so that we can have a nice even line. I don't know how it's gonna work on the transition over here where you see we have these sticking out. But as long as we can get these reversed, because also I did not plan it correctly. I just ran the lights and kept connecting them and ended up over here where there's no power. I'll show you where I have my power right now. So there you go. First mistake, plan it, find your power, start it from there somehow, loop it back around. I'll show you some of the items that I bought to help me with this install. But I'm new to YouTube, so I'm just gonna kind of wing this and then edit it later. All right, so what do I got? I got some, let's see, 3 inches by 1 inch by 8 feet long that I will cut to fit, beat it to match based on my old HVAC days. I've got some leftover paint that matches the eaves. I've got, I had to get a roller. Thought I had to get a roller. Another thing, look at what you have on hand and don't buy more than you need. I have some specific, and I'll put the link somewhere for you to find them. These go over the lights. They're gonna connect to the wood and they will keep them in a straight line. But first, I'm going to paint these boards to match the eaves. I'm gonna paint them all. I don't know how many I'm gonna need. Then let's see, sticking with these screws. I realized the last time I did the install that I didn't have enough jump wire. I used every bit of what came with the Govee, so I ended up buying this off of Amazon, and it matches the Govee Lights Pro. So we're gonna use that. So I'm gonna reverse it like I showed you earlier to go from the electrical. So I'm gonna jump that down to here, which is where the electrical currently feeds. See this nice little setup to an electric cord. And later on, I'm gonna highlight some of the other projects I've done just so you can see that, you know, I'm not a professional. Not only am I not a professional, I like to start stuff and not finish it. All these holes here. But they say anybody can do this. Well, anybody can. It's just gonna end up like this the first time. Until you realize you're a dumbass and you gotta redo it. And your wife was right all along. All right, new plan, right? We're gonna take it from here, run it this way. The wife doesn't want these dots here. I'm gonna try to convince her we could still use them. But this part right here is gonna be the entry point for the electrical. So I'm gonna shift this down here, run the furring strips up and down. And then instead of having these here, I'm gonna take it up and over. This is where you can see I used every bit of the Govee extension kit. Tap it in right there, run it up. To here, up and down. You'll see I have a blank spot, so you're gonna see a splice section here, and I'm gonna add a couple more lights. So in the end, hopefully this gets all buttoned up. Nice and clean. Now let's go show you all the stuff that I had to buy to make this happen. Borrowed the ladder from my neighbor Mike. You have to have an extension cord. I'll show you here why in a second. I had this guy, it's extra hands for me. It's the Rockwell, I don't know what it's called actually, but it's the bigger one that holds a full sheet of plywood. I've got a chalk line just in case I want to, haven't decided yet, but I might set the lights up on the ground. Use a chalk line so they all line up. Heat gun. I'll put links everywhere. So the great thing about Home Depot is I don't think I'm ever going to need a heat gun again, so I plan on taking that back. Had these already, they're crimpers. I bought the one-handed stripper. Don't know if I'll ever need that again, so who knows. Might take that back. I've got some heat shrink tubing. I don't even know if it's the right size. I've done all this research. Electrical tape just in case. I've got my drill bits, accessories. I brought out every single piece of firepower that I have, just in case I'm gonna need it to cut the ends or, you know, whatever. I think I probably not gonna be able to use my clamps. I don't see anywhere where I could attach it, so we'll see how that works out. I already had that. It's super dirty. Hopefully it doesn't matter because I don't really care. I'm just trying to get these out of sight like the Disney green. You don't see it immediately anyway. Yeah. And then again, let's go over here just in case I decide to edit this. I've got these that go over the lights. Line those up, and I have my jump wire. I realized just now actually that I didn't get the crimper, or the butt connectors that you would actually use the crimper on. So great, another trip to Home Depot. But before I do that, let's get painting, and then we can head back into Home Depot. I don't live next door to a Home Depot, about 15 minutes from one, so I'm gonna do that. Hopefully they have some time to dry, and we'll come back. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. So I don't need this to sand the boards. I'm not getting that fancy. I don't think you would use this for wood anyway, but this is my measuring block. I use this against the wall to know how far off the wall to put those. So I think Govee, or the videos I've read, mentioned that you want to be about 3 inches off the wall, because the way that these work, they don't shine straight down. You don't see them directly. They shine onto the wall. And I'll show you that in the next video. All right, y'all. I think I just found my first tip for you. So I started painting, right? Got that all stirred up. I missed the shot where I had the big reveal. It looked like shit, and I was pretty scared that it wasn't gonna work. But started painting this, you know, one by one. And I think what I'm gonna do now is try to speed this up with a side by side. I'm not trying to make this perfect. I'm not selling this to anybody. So I'm gonna butt these up, and I'm gonna get out the long roller and paint them all at once. Flip them, repeat, flip them, repeat. We'll see if that works out. Thanks. All right, there you have it. That sped it up way faster. So now let's get these turned up like so. And push together. Great. And then we'll paint this side. And keep going until we're done. All right, got them all done. I'm gonna head to Home Depot while these dry. They'll probably stick to the sheet, but like I said, I don't care. I'm not worried about imperfections. It's going way up there. Nobody's ever gonna turn their head up except for my wife. In fact, I might even film her reaction so that I can prove myself right. It's probably not a good idea, but anyway, here we go. Taking the kid with me, so I'm waiting on him, but next steps. Get this thing. I got this posted up off the ground with the I don't know what they're called. It's little pointy things for painting. Still got paint all over the concrete. Not too worried about it. Can pressure wash it later, hopefully. If not, I'll live with it. It'll remind me of my project. Next up, again, Home Depot for the butt connectors. We're going to, I think I am going to line them out on the ground after I'm going to pull down one section at a time. Once I decide on the flow, I'm pretty set on taking it from the power over there on that side of that wall and running it that way. Stay tuned. All right, I'm back. Home Depot trip. Looks like these have dried fairly well. I ended up grabbing a couple of things that I think might help. This is a laser level. I'm going to use it for the straight line along the edge of where I'm going to put the burring strips about 3 inches off the wall. That might just actually get in my way, so we'll see how that works out. I did get the butt splice. I went with the 2218 heat shrink weatherproof. I don't know if I'll get into that piece because I ended up locating my spliceable cables from Govee, but we'll see how this turns out. They did not have the wire at Home Depot, my Home Depot anyway, that I would need, which from the videos I watched are 18. They're saying that the Govees are 22 gauge, but I just don't know at this point. I don't think I saw any video. I guess I could go to Govee and try to find it, which I tried, but I'm kind of lazy, but I was hoping they would tell me. So this is kind of neat. I think this will help out, but this was on sale for like 42 bucks at Home Depot, and it does a laser measurement, so you can see exactly, because when you're up here and you're trying to stretch a tape, it's just gonna break and it's not gonna get you the right measurement. So I'm hoping that this thing solves that. Apparently it's just shooting up in the sky now. So what else did I get? Oh yeah, so this thing has a rough surface adapter, which I think I'm gonna need up on that wood. And then I got some fresh blades because they were on sale for 20 bucks. DeWalt, and this is the Diablo oscillate blade set. Says it fits DeWalt, so let's get into it. Alright, this is the third time I filmed this. People probably think I'm crazy. UPS guy just walked up. Alright, so what I'm trying to do is figure out where I want to put this light. Obviously, I think it would look cleaner if it was all the way or directly on the half of this board. So doing that, I need to take into account this measurement here. So I've got a 1/2 inch here, so I'm going to bring it 1/2 inch off the board. This side's going to be to the wall, and like I said before, Govee says you want 3 inches from the edge of the light to the wall. That's the perfect amount of shine that you're going to get. So I had to take off the 1/2 inch, so when I place this board up in the eaves, it needs to be actually 2.5 from the wall, so that I have that distance of 3 for the light. So I'm gonna start, I landed it pretty good. This 8-foot board is gonna be perfect for this first side that I'm gonna start on. So we'll put these all on now, see where we get to, and go from there. So wish me luck. So here's where you see the entry for the power that I had popped in after I realized I put it all in wrong. So thought I'd film this for you. I was thinking I could just pull these off, and I don't know yet. And I'm not gonna tug the cord. I think that would ruin the cord. So it looks like, oh, so a little twist and a pull, and it came right off. And of course I didn't put my ladder in the right fucking spot, so a little twist and pull. So those are very secure. Now, I didn't take the time, like it said in the pamphlet or brochure or whatever videos, to clean the spots, then heat it up. It was cold outside when I was doing it. and get it on the right way. So that could be on me, but I doubt it. I don't make mistakes, right? So I thought I'd film a video while I'm out of breath here. You know, I train jiu-jitsu, but this ladder, this, I think it's a gorilla that goes in all these different ways. Again, not my ladder. Oh, it's not gorilla, it's a Werner. I mean, it's a cool ass ladder. You can do all kinds of different positions, but it is heavy as shit. And to get it to do all these other positions, you gotta be in pretty good shape. So anyway, so I couldn't just get lucky on this first pull. What happens is I have to go now, pull all these lights back through here, because I put them through there the first time, get this ladder moved and get it all the way up there, disconnect that, and then come back through. But here we go. I want to show you something. As tempting as it is right now to not have to move that 800-pound ladder over here, just yank these damn things down, I want to climb back up. So, just try to resist. Okay, down. Full disclosure, I'm back over here because I needed to figure out which side I want. I already forgot which side I want to poke out on this side. So, got that figured out now. So this part is gonna feed in starting here. Now, I'm eliminating this piece and I'm using the additional extension that I got from Amazon to come up and loop over that way. So the power is actually, the chain's gonna come in this direction. So I'm gonna start that way. Let's see how it goes. One thing is I have a lot of lights. I thought maybe I could do one strand all the way down, but I only want to go 8 feet here. I don't want it to go too far down. So now I have to figure out how many lights I can get on one post. It's gonna turn the corner here and go up this side another 8 feet, because they're 8-foot increments, right? So as much as I can, I'm going to try and attempt. I know I can't put them together here on the ground and do this goofy little slide it in and get it to fit. So I'm gonna go one, and then I might be, what I didn't want to do on the ladder, screwing in these black things. But let's see how it goes. Maybe I'll think of something better, but bear with me. All right, by myself, couldn't film it, don't have equipment, but slap the chalk line down, 1/2 inch off. If you've never done a chalk line by yourself, it's a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna trust it, and I'm actually gonna measure each one now, but just wanted to point that out, that this was my idea, and now I can go across and find the 1/2 inch line. But you know, just be safe. I've got this 1/2 inch. I'm gonna make sure each time I put one of these on that works out. So on this first piece here, I just wanted to show you, I got this lined up on the chalk line. I measured it, it's all good. I don't want this hanging off into oblivion, so I'm gonna leave, I left a little bit of room for the connector. And so we're gonna get this button down, and it won't just be hanging out. The other piece is gonna come off of this and up over top the roof. What was kind of nice, and I got a little annoyed at first, but since these are all sticky backed and they got pulled down, it's actually warmed up. And when I put this on in this location, it's stuck. So I gotta be careful as I go through. So just keep an eye out for that. It's still active. It's probably gonna have a lot of dirt on those, but it doesn't matter, I'm gonna use these. So here we go. Okay, first line down. All of those lights left over that are gonna turn the corner and go up. So what I'm hoping is, and actually, let me just look. as they say, don't break your lights, that you want it kind of half when you turn a corner. So, I mean, is that half? No. So maybe I'll make a little bit of an adjustment. About there. You know, I'm gonna measure it, but I'm just showing you my idea. So if that's what they want, then I'll go here. Just try to stick that down for now. So you want something like that as you turn a corner. So let me just figure this out in my head. These boards aren't gonna touch it. Don't worry, I'm gonna touch up the edges here. I hate these stupid tags. I don't know if anybody else, these staples, but I'm gonna go here, look at the exact measurement, and then continue down this way with, I'm gonna have to think about this, because I can't slide those up. But let me get these buttoned down and then I'll just like think in my head offline. Okay, being honest with you all, just realized something. So I just showed you what I planned on doing with this. You know, I have to turn the corner here. Boom, boom. I'm sitting there talking to you and I say, hey, I have to turn that corner. I have to go here and over. If this was a live video, I would love to ask you in the comments, where did I screw up? Well, I'll just tell you now. You probably figured it out anyway. This is going to be upside down, right? These are going to be pointing down. This turn needs to go this way. Could you imagine if I had gotten this all buttoned down and it came over? That's usually what I do, and then probably quit after that, but I'm glad I caught it because it just took a second. But so I'm going to take this, and no, it's not going that way. It's got to go that way, because when we turn it, it's going to go boop, boop. Keep an eye out for those. Okay, I'm struggling with this, how to calculate how far off each one of these is going to go. So I decided that what I'm going to do is, since these aren't connected, I'm going to go ahead and straighten this board end to end, go that way, put the light on it, turn it back down, and actually put the light on it and cut it. It might be my first splice. All right, we got the first line down. I am going to zip them all in. Haven't done that yet. The sticky is really helping. I'm sad that I got mad at it earlier. Here is the board break where we're going to attempt the turn, but first I'm going to find the exact half and we're going to do our first splice, but not until I get these all screwed in. Use the quarter inch hex. I don't know why I came at the flathead, but one note is, as you do this, these can move as you drill it in. This is very soft wood. Get it in there, get the screw head in, push it till you feel it kind of drop into the wood, and then zip it in, and you shouldn't have any issues with shifting. So let's get these cut. My son wanted to be in the YouTube video, but it's important because I bought that laser tape because when I get up here and I have to measure distances, you can't really hang a tape out without it breaking. Well, that's how they sold me on this anyway. So I need a tape. I own, what, 3? Can't find one. So he says, hey Dad, you can use mine. 9 feet, it's gonna be perfect. So right now I'm gonna measure the distance between, so important, I started measuring from the wire, half the wire. Again, I don't know why it hasn't sunk in my head. We're looking for the light. So I'm gonna measure between half of each light and then cut the cord at that marking point. So here we go. Just so everybody's aware, distance of between half of the lights. So it's 20 inches. That's probably in the manual. but I'm gonna cut this 10 inches. This is gonna make everything so much easier. So here we go. First cut. Otis, you want to hold this for me?
Trying to now.
No, just touch it.
Now I am.
Well, you can let it go. Don't drag it.
I put it in the lock. Dad, it's filming.
All right, cool. I gotta find my line. So here's the 10-inch mark. This is our first cut. I won't film every cut, I promise. But 10 inches. I have these Huskies. Ready? Tell me when.
Now. So surprising how you didn't get electrocuted.
They're not plugged in. Okay, hard decision. Like these wires not being secured in between, I've pulled them as tight as I can, and they're still just a little bit, wavy. So I thought, oh, I'll use those Govee. I want to do this right. I want it to make it look good for my family. It's gonna be up here forever. I go to put these down, and there's so much room. It wouldn't matter if I use them or not. Which actually, you know what? That's fine. It would have been kind of a nightmare anyway. So I'm not gonna do these. The wires are the wires. Get used to it over time. I don't think I'm gonna use that chalk line anymore. I'm gonna get a rag and try to wipe this off, but just using that square helped out. Okay. So I ended up going with the Govee. Look at this screw out of my mouth. Connector. I got lucky. I didn't look to see if I had the male or female, but I had the right one and actually labeled input output. Screw up here because I hung it off by my template, not realizing that there was a gap right there. Let's see. I'm trying to film with one hand. Right. Sorry, y'all. Right here on the wall. Anyway, we can make this work. So this is gonna jump to the next one, and we're gonna hang it up that way. I've got this. It's gonna run. This is gonna run up and over, so I'm gonna plug that in right now while I have my ladder here. Don't look at this. So I can loop it up. Okay, ignore the train. So I just, on that last one that I hung up and showed you all, I didn't show you how to do this because I wanted to screw with it first. All right, so first take that nut off. Then there's this washer plug here. Let's see, I'm gonna screw this. So keep that all lined up like that. I'll show you in a second. That, and then you have these. So I'm glad I didn't film it because I'm a total idiot. Cut your line and keep it cut. Okay, slide this on here all the way down. When it's cut and you try to sort it through it, fray it or whatever, or sorry, you cut it, it gets all frayed after you strip it. But if you don't cut it first, you can slide that right over the top. That. Okay, next thing. Sorry. And then like this. And then that slides in there. This comes over the top of that. This, you're going to line up there. Next thing I realized is I don't know how to use automatic strippers. And these things don't come apart easy. The video I watched, he snipped in between each one and peeled them back quite a bit. I'm just gonna go about probably 1.5 inches. Get it pulled through, strip back, and then when I cut the main ones, the red, the yellow, and the blue, I'll probably just do about a little over 1/4 inch, I don't know, 1/2 inch. Sorry, bud, I'm not trying to ignore you. He's playing baseball, and I hate watching YouTube videos where the kids are trying to get their parents' attention. But I'll come back to this. I'm gonna get it all put together, and there's a lot of videos out there about this, but I just wanted to show you that because I didn't realize that. I probably watched it in a different video, just didn't realize it. Okay, so sorry, I just took a screenshot somehow. I find that on the black, to strip it down to the black, because I did cut through on the first one, Strip it down to the black. It's going to be about a 15. Then you won't cut the inside wire. And then on this one, I'm going down to, on mine, 18. And I just switched over to my handy dandy Kleins. So that's about as far as I go on those. Do the same thing here, and I'll come back to you. Okay, they're in. I just realized I don't know if I seated all the other one that I did all the way down, so I'm gonna test both of these after I get this one hung, because it's getting late. I've taken time to film this for you all, so I'm not gonna get obviously the whole house done today. I'm gonna clean up my mess out front and then hit it tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna test the power because these are tight now. This one's good. So now I'm gonna show you. Slide this back down. These are pretty foolproof. So I haven't had to use the heat tape and any of the other things. I don't want to strip these. So. Boom. This plug again goes right in there. So if that's nice. Put this guy down. So on the last one, it gets really tight at a certain point. So anyway, I'll tighten all this down. I'm gonna hang this, plug it into the other one, and test them, and be done for the day. Okay, so I ended up putting one of these on there. They have a 3M sticky. Did the same 1/2 inch. I eyeballed this one. Still not that great. Screwed it in, but it'll keep the weight from coming down, hopefully. I knew this, but I'll show you. Too close to the edge on these cheap boards, it splits the wood. But I'm just gonna paint that and deal with it. It's like we knew what we were doing. Pretty proud of myself there. I'll get this stuck up somehow. Didn't quite hit that mark, but I think the spread's pretty dang good. Corner over there, you'll be able to see it pretty good. Good job, guys. Let's plug it in over here and see if they work though. Well, I have good news. We got it. They're all working. Boom, boom. Jump. Boom, boom. Yeah, I plugged it into the rest. Yeah. So hey, let's just keep going, man. Let's just keep going. Okay. Here we go. Ready for this? Boom. Before, ignore all the crazy stuff. We haven't gotten to it, but I want you to notice that. Look how nice and straight and clean that is. What do you think, Otis?
It's really good.
Then we'll go over here.
You can kind of see the wood like right up here.
Thanks, dude.
But no, I mean that in a good way.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can see how he set it up. That way you can kind of figure it out for your own.
Oh yeah, good point. And let's go over here. We're standing right underneath it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just can already tell a big difference, and so I'm pretty pumped to come out and finish this tomorrow. Yeah. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, it's amazing.